Are we podcasting now?
No, Justin,
Now-
we don't podcast. We're not podcasters.
Now then,
Right.
it's podcasting.
You son of a bitch.
Podcasting.
Have we never made that joke before?
I guess not.
Now that's podcasting.
Now
Can we get
that's
that on a shirt?
podcasting. Dude, that would be a
That'd
fire
be a pretty good
shirt.
shirt.
Dude.
Nobody's already made that joke. I feel like that's
Like,
not a hard joke to make, but I've never heard that.
Some Star Wars podcast already has it trademarked and fucking copywritten.
There's probably
and-
no way that no Star Wars podcast has not already like copied that
If
shit.
not,
100%.
we take that shit and then we find out if people already have it.
To be honest,
and
dude,
we
like
take all their money.
a Star Wars podcast would be like really boring and lame up until like recently because now they have so much content to cover. It wouldn't be boring and lame, but like you can only talk about so much. Besides, unless you're like a huge like into the books and stuff. But I'm thinking like now they have so many series and shit coming out, dropping regularly. Like you'd have a fuck ton of stuff to talk about.
I only laugh because I see Clay's fucking face.
I wasn't even trying to shit on it. I was being
I
honest
didn't-
there.
I
Like,
didn't-
there's new stuff coming out. It's like if you had a Harry Potter podcast, you'd be pretty limited to what you could talk about, even if there's a lush, huge universe to explore.
I mean, you saw that with Game
You know what
of
I'm saying?
Thrones. You remember the last Harpy?
I
made
haven't
some-
even.
He
I haven't.
made exactly. He made some fire ass content and then show was over, so there was nothing left to
Yeah,
say.
it was all speculative content, and it was really fun and interesting. And then, like, once the show ended, none of that shit came to light, and it's like I don't care anymore. I have
RIP
no
the Ice
interest.
Dragon.
Yeah, the Ice Dragon, dude. There were so many fun
the
like,
dragon in the wall.
and they were like lore based. The guy wasn't just like pulling shit out of his
Yeah.
ass. He'd be like, "These are the
Yeah,
books
it
where I
was-
talked about this." There's literally a whole ass book this motherfucker made called "The Ice Dragon," but you know, it didn't happen. It didn't happen. That's sad.
In the
It
show.
kind of happened. It kind of happened, but it didn't happen the way it was supposed to happen.
In the show, it didn't happen.
Well, like the White Walker's got a dragon, but that wasn't the damn Ice Dragon.
Yeah, that wasn't the same one. And
That
if
wasn't the
anything,
Ice Dragon.
I thought that was going to be Jon Snow's dragon.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I thought
They
I
didn't
thought he
do
was gonna-
anything cool with any of that, did they?
Yeah,
No.
no.
Hate to see it. Hate to see it.
They
Anyway,
really do.
what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Wavelengths podcast. This is episode 16 of the greatest podcast in the world, hosted by your favorite Halo YouTubers with amazing hair. As usual, I'm Clay, joined by
Not
my
how it
co-host. That is
Best
totally
hair
how
in
it goes.
Halo.
Yeah, what the
What the
fuck?
fuck did I say?
You said with amazing hair or something weird. I don't know.
Same shit. Got the message across.
Yeah.
We're
But
going worldwide now.
What's
But-
cracking?
what's bracking is Halo Infinite, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes. Yes.
In the past 2 days, we have been inundated. Well, maybe not inundated. We have been, I guess, gingerly presented a couple of things that were really cool.
Let
So,
me get a first thing. Let me get ahead of a few things straight away. One, I'm wearing the same exact tank top as I did the last podcast. That's just how the timing works out sometimes. All right, I'm not changing.
oh, you
It's bullshit.
pussy.
Two,
Haven't showered
I
in
realized
2
it before, and I
months.
was like, I'm not changing this bullshit. Two, last year I was sitting in the same spot after they announced that they were gonna delay this shit for another whole last year, and I was like, I'm pissed. I don't care how long it's been. I still don't think it's worth the wait, and I want to get ahead of this straight away. I still don't think it's worth the wait. So fuck you, anybody who thinks you're gonna get the better of me. I'm very disappointed we've had to wait this long. That said,
Oh, yeah, don't get it
everything looks
twisted. I'm-
really, really awesome.
I'm still tight
and I'm
about the
really
last 2
excited about
years. Don't get it twisted.
I'm
No.
super tight about the extended delays,
I-
and that doesn't go away because I'm excited about the shit that I've seen. Okay,
I'm
gonna be
gonna-
clear about that.
However,
I thought Cole was gonna have a coming to Jesus moment and be like, "I'm sorry, guys, I didn't mean it." No, he
No.
said, "Fuck
No.
you," and
I'm
everything he
doubling
stands
down
for.
because you still
nah,
don't.
I'm game for
I
that.
I can't erase the last 2 years of my life and just how like grueling it's been and slow
Been a
and just be
fucking
like,
struggle.
it's fine. We saw a bunch of cool shit. We did see a bunch of cool shit, and I'm super excited about it. Worth the wait? No, I will not say it's worth 6 years. First of all, the game got announced in 2018. Is this been worth the wait 3 years to see what we've seen so far? No. I'm sorry, it's not. I'm so excited about all of it, and I don't want to sound like I'm bitching, but I'm gonna stand my ground and say, like, this has been a long fucking wait. Now, it looks night and day compared to last summer, and I'm really glad that the year that they've decided to take seems to be really productive because the product that I saw looks monumentally better than the shit that we saw last summer. No
I
doubt.
agree. With all that shit said, last 2 years have been ass. However, been really impressed with the shit that we saw the last couple of days. We obviously got the initial reveal on Sunday with E3 in the Xbox showcase, and then we followed up with the multiplayer overview, which is like a 12-minute video that was released on the Halo channel. And if you guys are watching on YouTube, we'll try to have links to both of those things so that y'all can go check them out. But I guess what are y'all's first impressions just based on how the shit looks?
I think that the game looks really cool. It looks really fun. We were kind of talking about it before the podcast, but it it really seemed like they made a huge emphasis, and like Clay was bringing this up, is that they made a huge emphasis on the sandbox and like what you can do with it, and I think that's the coolest shit ever. Um, there's a lot of stuff that's like still up in the air as far as like competitive stuff goes. I'm really interested in because, and we can get to that later. But like, I just think that like, regardless of like how it plays competitively, I think this game is going to be really fun. Like just overall, it looks like they got rid of like Warzone in general and just went all in on BTB, and I think that's really cool.
There was
And
emphasis
it and
on
it and
big
it
team.
and it
Yeah.
looks cool as
Mm-hmm.
fuck. I mean, and even more so now, like just with what they presented with the base game, they have a ton of more shit that is already implemented into the base game that they could use in using a Halo like battle royale. Like a whole lot of possibility there. I know a lot of people have been talking about it. I think if anything, Halo should do the same thing that Call of Duty did and give it a good amount of time before, like wait until the BR is ready and then release the BR as
Just
like
like
a
with
supplemental thing. Like
how
COD waited like 4 months.
The Pelicans are doing the ordnance drops and shit too. Like I could see
Mm-hmm.
that fitting right into Warzone.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
no,
Supply
all
drops
of that.
happen all the time. Yeah, I didn't even think about that.
The way
Fucking
that there are
Warzone.
gun
Oh,
boxes on the wall now, so you can
Yeah.
identify where weapon pickups are.
yep.
I mean,
There's a
and
ton
I
of
still
cool shit.
think I still think like if a BR were to come out like a few months or a year into Infinite, I still think that would be fire.
Yeah, like I think in general, like maybe you don't get as many like with a BR not coming out within say like 4 to 6 months of the game being released. Like even if you don't get it out by then, like you might lose like some of that like big influencer like traction, you know what I mean? Like
Sure.
the big battle
Yeah.
royale guys like Courage and like Nick Merckx and shit like that. But I think as long as like the game is good and it's super fun, there's a lot of people who are excited for it and do want to play it. And you know, as long as it's good, I think it incentivizes a whole lot more pros and like people who are like well ingrained into the Halo community that are like bigger known names. You know, it gets them more incentivized to make content. So I think overall, I think it's going to be a really, really good uh, first 6 months of Halo Infinite. Just like off of what I saw, I think the first 6 months are going to be great, and um, I think that that first update is going to be really telling of like how much is 343 committed to the community. Um,
Yeah,
they said it's supposed to be a whole lot
they
easier,
did
but
go out of their way to say in the
they
thing that they were committed to post launch and all that. So I'm curious as
that was
well
a
to
huge
see.
thing. And
So
the cool thing is that you know they said that it's their engine and it's way easier to you know put updates through. So maybe it's like hot patches that they do, fucking like as soon as they can, just like that, instead of having to wait for this big title update. You know, so I have nothing but optimism and excitement for Halo. Thought it was a really good show.
yeah. I was really excited by everything that we saw. Just based on the reveal, as we kind of touched on a second ago, I really appreciated how there's a lot of emphasis, like Justin was saying, on sandbox and about showing just like cool Halo shit. And like in the reveal trailer, you had the samurai armor Spartan. He like combat evolved the sword to himself and killed somebody. And in the video that we got, Monday had the motherfucker that grappled to the ceiling and no scoped somebody and all that shit, which is
Yep.
all stuff that I really appreciate. Uh, I for one am really digging the art style and the way that the game looks. I think some people were a little disappointed and said that it was a little too close to Reach, but
Yes.
I thought personally that it looked a little closer to Halo. Like I like the way everything looks.
I think the one thing that I want to say I want to say Lethal mentioned it that I like is the only thing that like I really and it's not even a bad thing. It's just different, and I guess it is a lot like Reach. Your Spartans just look small. They look smaller compared to like the other. I guess like Halo 5, which I've been looking at, and like Halo 3. You know what I mean? But I feel like Reach also had like smaller Spartans comparatively, like what you were
Well,
looking at.
they literally did like canonically as well because they were not the
No,
same
yeah, that's
Spartans,
what I'm
but like
saying. Like that's the only thing. But
yeah.
I
But
mean, other than that, it's dope.
I mean,
I
yeah,
like
I
the
think one of the
aesthetic.
things when people say that it looked like Reach and they say it kind of like it's a bad thing, I think usually the criticism isn't that things look a little bit rustic and kind of battle torn. I think it's more so that the colors looked really muted and grayed and there wasn't a lot of vibrance. And I don't think that's an issue from what I've seen. Um, that one big team map we didn't get as much footage on, the one that looks like it's on a beach with a lot
Right.
of archi- uh, Promethean architecture around it. Looks amazing. Or Forerunner, excuse me.
Right.
Looks really cool. That looks like Halo to me. That looks really bright and vibrant. The other big team map that's heavily wooded, kind of
Sort of
Valhalla-esque,
Valhalla
that they
looking
really,
map.
yeah, really heavily showcased. Looks great. The one map, I think it might be called West Market. I just saw that on Twitter a little bit ago, but the one that looks like turf that I've been going crazy about. The colors look amazing. It's super vibrant. It
Yeah.
looks great, and it doesn't look like some shit that we've seen recently. It looks new. That's what I wanted to see out of a map preview instead of the picture of Fathom that they sent us last however many 6 months ago.
Right. Yeah.
That was so disappointing. Why didn't you lead with the market map? Like they might not have had it ready, but damn, like
Sure.
you just showed us what something that looked so similar to what we'd already been seeing. That was not similar at all. That looked so
Yeah.
nice. The
I
lighting was
agree.
amazing. The bright daytime outdoors map. Even the other one that is like in the military base installment thing, military academy. That one's bright and outdoors. Like that's great. Have an open skybox where you can see mountains in the background and like
You get
a
to like
horizon deep.
appreciate it,
Like
the
yeah,
setting. That was something
yeah,
that like Dallas had said that like I was kind of think I'm still on the fence about like the maps and like the setting and stuff, but like I know Dallas was saying that like he just sees like a whole lot of like right corners and boxy kind of areas and not something that seems as like free flowing and like living, I guess. I don't know who complains about the colors though, because the colors look great on like the Spartans on everything. But that was one thing that he was saying. I kind of agree with him, just because like I mean, and I guess it's not fair because we haven't seen all the maps that they're doing. But like I would say the only like map that feels like really like alive is the one that looks like fucking turf, the one that you were
yeah.
talking about. I watched your video today while I was at work, and I was like, bro, shut the fuck up. Yes, I get it. But no,
Yeah, yeah.
that map's that's something that like feels like living. You know what I mean? But like the one where like he grapple hooks and hits the no scope, like
The Fathom
that
looking
just
at that.
it looks like
Yeah,
Fathom, it looks like
it looks like
Riptide.
Plaza Junior.
Well, and the thing is about that too. It's all closed in, right? You're just all in this warehouse. Like you're in a big
Yeah.
box. Like Fathom, you're literally underwater in like a sub tank thing. Like you're just under there in
Yeah.
a glass
Underwater
tank.
base. Evil
Right, and that's
lair.
kinda cool, but you get a lot of that similar vibes, like, he's grappling the ceiling, and you can see it's glassed off, and they're in this big warehouse thing, and I
Yeah.
like the open top, open space, the market-looking map, the beach-looking map,
Hmm.
the military map where you can see there's a big wall where the military base stops, and then after that, that's clearly the end of the map, and that's all I need. I like that I can see beyond that. I need a parameter where the map ends. I don't need a whole giant box above me that doesn't let me leave. And I just not a lot of even Coliseum. That map didn't feel open, even though it was. You know what I mean? Felt
Right.
super super closed in.
Yeah.
Traditionally, Halo's been a beautiful game, so take advantage of that shit. Play your strengths. You know what I'm saying? Some pretty
Yeah,
ass maps,
Yeah, I
fire
can't
ass
agree more
skyboxes.
with Cole though about like the colors and shit. Like this Halo's
Yeah,
popping. Like
yeah.
I think it
It
looks
looks
good.
everything
beautiful.
Yeah.
everything looks pretty as fuck. Like the colors that are on your Spartan's armor like really pop. I know like if you guys haven't watched Cole's video, he brings up a lot of good points. I'll probably end up bringing up on here. I have yet to watch Clay's,
I
but
say so do I.
I refuse to watch his content with all
Damn
those
it.
fucking those those two faces that he has on his thumbnails.
God damn
I
it.
refuse, goddammit.
God damn
I
it.
refuse.
I hate it here.
But like,
Hating on the
what was the
mixtape.
point that I was making? Point that Cole was making
Yeah,
in
I
the
don't know. I've already
video.
talked about Infinite for my own content for like 40 minutes today, so I don't even. And I'm happy
I
to
don't even
talk
know where I
about
was
it some
going.
more, but I don't even know what I've repeated and what I haven't at this point. So I'm just gonna keep talking
Yeah.
about it. You
I
just
don't
say
know where I
whatever
was
you
going
want.
with it. That pissed me off. I don't even know where I was going anymore.
We were talking about the vibrance of the maps.
Yes, it's very
The
colorful.
armor, the colors in the armor.
Yes.
Oh, the road cutthroat.
Yeah.
How that's the only thing with the accent. That's why you have it. That way it adds more color to your Spartan.
Little
Like,
variety. You got the
yeah,
metal
like
plates with the accent colors. Yeah.
that's why people wear Shinobi because it
Right.
has more shit on its arm, and that's why people
Mhm.
wore like the Wraith.
Anything
Yeah,
that's a
'cause
And
you got
little
the
like,
bit
big
cooler than
ass.
default. Like,
yeah,
yeah.
exactly. And it looks like Infinite 343 is giving us a
Mhm.
lot of that.
So
I don't think customization is ever going to be a problem in this game.
right.
No, it doesn't look like it. What do you guys think about the red versus blue stuff?
I think it's fine.
Doesn't bother me.
Yeah, I mean, like
But
I mentioned, like it's gonna be. There's a part of me that's a little sad because it's just
Right.
Halo's always
That's
been red
because
versus
that's
blue. Like
classic.
I can't. That's classic, but I totally agree with the decision, and I'm excited that I will be able to fully express the way I want to look all the time. That's sick as fuck.
Yeah,
So
that's cool.
that is dope.
I am
As,
very
as
excited about that.
as long as like the outlines are like super
Yeah,
noticeable,
and as long as it's
what's the
also
issue?
not game breaking to where it's too noticeable, right? Like
Right.
Right.
sometimes you don't need a good little glimpse of somebody through a crack of a window that gleams bright
I didn't even
red.
think about that. If
Yeah.
someone's like
You know,
hiding in a corner and like maybe your Spartan's able to see like a tiny knuckle coming off of him, but you only notice it because of the outline.
Right.
I didn't even think about
And then we
that.
yeah. I
got
mean, I don't
we've got
know
like a
how
nade
they'll
hit
have
markers
that.
situation.
I don't know if the outlines are only going to show if they're within a certain range of your reticle, like a radius of your
Right.
reticle, or if it's completely everybody on screen. Because yeah, there'd definitely be a couple concerns with
Yeah,
that sort of
because
thing.
then that's almost like fucking rocking theater mode, bro.
Well, dude, so
Exactly.
like
Yeah. I don't need
I like playing Valorant.
Codcaster on my shit.
You
Yeah.
play Valorant, right? And so they have the same system. The outlines of the enemy characters are all like, there's no skins. All the characters, the little champions, all look the same. And so they have a blue outline or a red outline. Great system. I changed my red filter to yellow, so I only have a yellow outline. They're impossible to fucking miss. There's no way you can cross my screen anywhere without me noticing it because you're a bright yellow gleam. If you
Mhm.
cross a little angle, I'm gonna see you. And like people do that. It's not just me. I'm not even good at Valorant. That's a common thing because like there's no way
Yeah.
to miss people if you do that shit. And so like if that's a thing in Infinite, that's gonna be a little concerning because like
Mhm.
Halo's not the biggest. It's not the most important game to have like a huge sneak factor, but it is a factor that exists and should continue to exist because there are plays you can make, heads up plays where you might be you have a patient trigger finger and then you can get behind two people, get some back smacks, just any of those things where they might not fully notice you if you're just kind of really chilling in a corner out of their peripheral, maybe behind a box, something where you're kind of showing. But yeah, if you have an outline, that play is going to be impossible.
People have made a career off of being sneaky,
Yeah,
fucking
it's totally a
ratty little
factor.
bastards. Like,
Yeah, and like, yes, most of the time you're being sneaky, you're trying to not be in their vision whatsoever, but even sometimes you are slightly in their vision and you can get away with it. And I just hope that that's still possible.
Right.
it's just that that outline can like really help someone compared to like maybe you catch a timing on someone and like you're trying to catch them like last second, um, and they just end up seeing you and turning because
Well,
they're able to see this bright yellow type
I
shit.
know I know you guys have had it too, where you're either watching a gameplay back or whatever it is, and then you're like, oh, I didn't see that guy. Like at the time, you just realize
Plenty of
somebody in the
times.
background. Yeah,
Yep.
because maybe
You're
you're in the middle
focused
of
on
a
something
fight, you're
else. You're
shooting
looking at the
something, you're focused
scoreboard.
on something else. But if that were a
Mhm.
bright, there's no way you're gonna miss it.
Yellow,
Exactly.
No
yeah,
shot you're gonna
yeah.
miss it.
Yeah, so to that effect, I agree. I hope it's not like a, sort of like a domino effect in terms of like the way that the game plays, where that's gonna like change, like on a
Yeah.
fundamental level, the way that the game works. So I just hope that it's implemented well. But
Y'all see the fucking Sova sensor dart?
the what now?
Did y'all notice
Yeah,
that?
yeah, there
The
is.
sensor, there's a sensor dart.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, he like
Yeah, he
didn't he
shoots it
shoot
from
the
his
dart
arm,
and
and
it was like
he
Promethean vision?
Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
I mean, I know it's a showcase, but that was also like the worst use of that possible. Like the clear
Yeah,
play
he knew
there
where
is
he
to bank
was.
the nade
Yeah,
that he did anyways. It's
Right.
like if this were a real Halo match, you would never think to do that because you would just pop the nade there,
Exactly.
Yeah.
which he did anyways, and then he got the kill. It was like show this in a better
Right.
example because yeah, I mean, but I get what they're just trying to show it off.
Yeah.
I think that's a cool
do
idea.
we Do we want to get into that? The equipment and shit?
Well,
I
I
do.
do. Yes.
I would like to quickly say I made 2 videos and I was super gung ho about like the idea of picking up camo and popping it whenever you wanted to pick it up overshield. But then I started watching Clay's video that he made on it, and Clay immediately expressed a little bit like his initial reaction was like, eh. And just by doing that, I was like, oh yeah, that's a really great point. I could easily see this being an issue for multiple reasons. For one, it'd be really stupid playing like if I'm imagining Halo 5, we're playing a high level competitive match, it's a Plaza Slayer, it's slowing down.
How do you time
One
it?
of the main things that stops slowing things down is the overshield. Okay,
Right.
so not only would people be contesting it, but say that another team got it away clean, and then they all just push a setup, and then there's a player like on top yellow window or something. He's literally like, "All right, guys, I'm popping overshield," pops it, flies right into yard, and then everybody just collapses. Like that would be terrible to be able to time plays around that.
But
And what's
also,
worse
yeah, in
is it a good enough team and you're sitting on it and you're playing real smart and you don't want to use it until you really need to, you can easily fuck around and have 2 overshields on your team because 2 minutes will go by, and then you'll have 2 people with overshields
right,
who can pop them
or
at once.
well, does it work like that, or is it 2 minutes after it's activated, which means from the time you pick it up, like the other team will literally never be able to time it because
Yeah,
because
Yeah,
they'll
I
never
didn't
know
even
when it's
think about
activated.
that. My
and
my
then
only my
and
only counter to
then
that.
well, I mean, the other thing is panic overshield would be really fucking stupid. Where you're fighting somebody and then they pop behind a corner, pop an overshield, and come right back out. It's like, okay,
Right, that's like
what the
Stim on
hell
That
am
is
I playing?
lame.
steroids.
And
That is lame.
then tell me that you're not gonna burn cam. If you have camo and you haven't popped it, tell me it's not gonna get burned every time. Like unless you get blamed, you're gonna go ahead and burn it if you think you're gonna die. So it's not like it really matters anyway. Instead, like camo just basically doesn't exist at that point. If somebody's waiting for a good opportunity to use
Right.
it and then they get caught off guard, they think you're gonna die. They're just gonna fail with it.
Yeah, I thought it was a really weird thing to
Now,
try to implement.
I think in like normal like
Do
BTB shit like
whatever.
that, that's awesome. I think that's sick for
Yeah,
BTB
for sure.
specifically because it's like we roll up in the Warthog, then I pop out, pop my overshield, get in the base, try to get the objective. Like that's
Yeah.
sick.
That's why I said I'm
But
curious to
yeah,
see
and
how
like
all those things
competitive,
are
it's like
implemented like between social and competitive. Like for
yeah,
all we know, like maybe red versus blue could be a thing in the competitive and shit. I don't think that's the case.
yeah, yeah, that's true.
Um,
But
but
I
like
think yes, straight away to
They
think
were
about
talking
it,
about team skins. That
auto
would be cool.
activation needs to be a thing in competitive, like it's always been.
Yeah.
right, I'm just
Like
curious to see.
unless it's gonna work differently, I don't know. But
Right.
on the surface, I see a lot of issues with that.
I do want to talk a little bit more about customization because there's a lot of shit there. But really quickly, I just want to get y'all's thoughts. What do y'all think about the way that the BR and the sniper looked in particular?
Y'all notice how there was 2 different reticles?
Yes, that was
Yeah,
another thing
I
I wanted to bring
saw-
up was the different
Which
BR
I saw
I think
reticles.
is dope.
I saw a Unishek tweet about that. It's not to suggest that there are multiple reticle options. It's that they have the standard BR reticle in some of them, and then they had like a beta BR reticle that we saw in the other stuff. These are all different pre-builds, and they recorded these clips at different times. So
Interesting.
So does
none of
that
it's finalized yet.
Okay.
Interesting.
So
Yeah.
it kind of sort of rules out the idea that you can have reticle customization, but
We don't
also
know
kind of
yet.
sort of doesn't.
Right.
Yeah,
I
Because
certainly
it's
hope
still
that's a
pretty-
thing, or
I
at the
really
very
hope
least
that's
you
a
can
thing.
pick, or at the very least you can pick them like you can in COD, like between the
Well,
red dots,
Well, and
Yeah.
then maybe like
even
see,
something
like
basic like that.
each weapon has a different reticle for a reason. I wouldn't like it if it were like Valorant, where you can just have like a dot in the middle of your screen, and that's for the same for every weapon. Like that'd be weird.
Right,
I
but
personally
I'm
would
thinking
dislike
like in terms of the BR, like can you pick the H2 BR reticle or the Halo 5
Yeah, I
BR
don't know.
reticle or
I
the
think that would be cool. Multiple
Right.
reticles for the same gun, but not like because the commando reticle has a new reticle that's unique to that, and that looks cool. And
Exactly.
like I wouldn't want to turn that off just
Right.
because I want it, you know.
Yeah,
or,
but
or
what's
maybe the
harm in
ability to
giving
be able to
players the
control
choice?
like
don't know.
right. Yeah, I don't know.
But
Just
That's what I'm
feel
saying.
options would
That's what
be
I'm
cool.
saying.
Theoretical, though.
I'm thinking PC players specifically, they're gonna want to change that shit to a dot. So it's like, why stop them? Just fucking let them have it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
It'd
Sure.
make the game stupid looking, aesthetically ugly.
For them.
Right.
I don't know. But
Or maybe
yeah,
you just have it. Maybe
the
you
new
have it
BR
uniform in competitive, and then
the new one,
Yeah.
the one that we hadn't seen, that one looked really good. I actually really like the different BR reticle, and I would prefer that over the traditional.
I like both of them to be honest.
I do
thought they
too,
were-
but because
weird as hell.
It was
I mean, it
definitely
does,
weird as hell, but
I like that there's a circle in the center. The classic BR reticle's fine, but being that this game is probably going to be hit scan, I would assume, or maybe not. I don't know. There's always usually a big emphasis on headshots. I like to have a tiny circle if I can. Just helps me line things up a little more. I prefer it that way.
I
So
feel that.
It's kind of crazy because Matt was playing Halo 5 on PC yesterday, and that was his big thing was that like how am I supposed to shoot with this fat ass reticle? Like how like this shit doesn't actually fit in people's head at like medium range.
Right, and I,
It's like
and I know
this
in
shit's
Yeah.
previous Halos they had like if you were centered on somebody's head, there would be like a red dot in the center of your
Yeah.
reticle. Like
On the headshot, yeah, there was a
that was
red dot
in
on
Halo 2 and
red on
3.
head.
Might have been in
Whatever
Reach
the fuck.
too.
I think it was an H2A as well.
Yeah,
It was definitely in Halo 3
but
and Halo 2.
as
I
long
can
as
confirm
there's
that.
some kind
But
of precise indication, because I definitely want to know where I'm shooting, exactly where I'm shooting.
Well,
shit.
that was one thing that they mentioned too is that each shield kind of has its own like hit
Yeah.
animation.
So you can like really see like where you're hitting people.
no, that was just for gun range. That wasn't for because if you
Was it?
yeah, that was just for like the
Damn it,
target
we've been
range.
had again.
Because yeah, if you look at the other game, the other like actual multiplayer footage, like that's not happening. But in the
That would
gun
be
range
cool.
was. Yeah, I mean
That would-
maybe that'll be a
that would be
feature.
cool.
That might be a toggle, and I think that'd be great if it is because just so we're
Ooh.
clear, what we're describing is that part of the armor that gets hit is what glows specifically, not the entire armor set. So you can see if you hit people in the shoulder or if you see him if you hit him in the head or in the arm, whatever. So that'd be a pretty cool visual indicator, and just I would love that because I get hit markers all the time on what I believe are the head in Halo 5. So I'd
Mhm.
love to know where it
That's what
thinks
I'm
I'm hitting
saying.
them.
We have asked
I'm
so
s-
many times in Halo
Bro,
5.
Yeah,
we have asked the
I'd
question,
love to
where
know.
did that shit go?
Bro,
Yeah, if that's not a headshot, and I got the hit marker, like the game says it hit him. So like, if it's not a headshot, then like, where did it go?
I'm shooting at
quote
his
me-
face.
Quote me now. In 6 months, Cole's gonna have a video, a clip, a picture of a shot going straight through a guy's head, but it
Bro.
counts on the guy's chest.
No, listen. You know, you make that joke, but I genuinely like I have so much anxiety around that because the last thing I want to do is have to make fucking videos where it's like, why is this not working? Because all I want is the game to work. So then
Thanks.
we don't have to have stupid questions like, why the fuck is heavy aim a thing? Why does my gun feel different every server? Why is the shot reg
Where
so
did that
trash? Why
shit
is it so
go?
inconsistent? The thing that's so frustrating about Halo 5, if people love like if you get an upper body flick shot that should be a headshot on any good server, and like we all play Halo 5. Like you know when you hit a 5 shot, you know when it should give it to you. It's not people love to like look at a slow motion clip of like a clear this range headshot from mid range, which will give it to you every day of the week if you have a
Right.
good server, right? And then they'll be like, well, you actually hit him in the shoulder. You actually necked him. It's like, dude, Halo is not that precise and it never has been that. It'll give you the headshot on the upper body, like upper half of the
Yeah.
upper body.
Yeah, like at this
that's how
point
it
in the
works.
game, fiving somebody is muscle memory.
Yes, and it should be because that's how it works. But you'll have those where you'll get your 5 shots on one server because it's working, and then the next server you
Exactly.
get hit markers every time. And so what's infuriating is just like the inconsistency of that because on one server it's a 5 all day, on another it's an extra hit marker unless I like literally pixel perfect shoot him in the face. And not only is that a huge advantage for one player of the other, but it's also just infuriating to deal with that inconsistency because you can't know. It's like in a certain play, you don't know if your headshot's going to register. You just have no way to count on it. And so
Exactly.
sometimes it is important to know that after your 5th shot,
That
you can look
shit's
away.
whack.
Or after your 6th shot, you can look away. You need to be able to look away from somebody after you think you've killed them confidently, and like that doesn't always happen.
Exactly,
So
especially because
I won't have to make videos like that. I just want the game
Right.
to work. Like,
6
I don't
months.
want that shit.
6 months.
How y'all feeling about the new sniper? Y'all digging the way it looks?
Beautiful.
I think it's fine. I think people have like a weird energy toward like yeah, it's the same thing where like people don't like the reach aesthetic, so they don't like that one. But I think the sniper's fine.
Yeah, it
I
looks
love it.
very small to me, but I like the way it looks.
It's pretty small. But one thing that I hope, just with like talking about the sniper, I was just thinking about like the announcer stuff. I hope the announcer voices are better than what the game has right now. It's the alpha or whatever. But like again, Lethal was saying something about it. He's like, I don't want to hear this fucking announcer that's in a sewer tunnel, like talking to
Right.
me, telling me everything that I'm doing. Like, I better be able to like do something
No.
about that shit. And
No,
I agree.
I think he's right. That kind of showed up. I feel like that's been present since like Halo 4. Like
Yeah.
Reach,
Yeah.
like Halo 3 was great.
Hasn't sounded the same since
Reach,
Reach.
they made it sound even like more gravelly and awesome. And then Halo 4 got kind of weird, like robot filter.
Right.
And
For
then
a
that
couple
never
years, I
really
didn't even
went
know
away.
it was the same guy.
Yeah, it sounded like they were like trying to make it sound like Jeff Seitzer
Right.
with
It
like
sounded like
some
a different
weird,
guy trying to sound like that guy.
and then they put like filters over it to make it less noticeable. But like, no, they just decided
Right.
to make it sound like mechanical and shit.
Have it all.
So
Yeah. Whatever.
I think it'll be better though.
But also, in addition to the announcer, they have the personal AI shit, which I thought was super cool of an idea, because they said the game announcer is going to do all the the main shit and the big updates, like the scores and the objectives and all that shit. But your personal AI is going to point out a bunch of little shit, and I think in the
Your multi-kills
reveal,
and shit.
maybe. But I think in the reveal, you remember when you heard the voice saying "haul ass at your earliest convenience" in the
Yeah, I'm
CTF?
pretty sure that's
I
a
think that was your
custom one.
personal AI shit. And
Yeah,
if you can customize the voice and have it one's really like polite and one's really like snarky and funny, and
yeah.
if I
No,
can
that'd be
pick my own
fun.
Jarvis type beat, like I think that's fire.
Yeah, yeah, that's
And,
pretty cool.
bro, I better be getting the Snoop Dogg voice pack.
Dude, on
Where is
God.
it?
Mike Breen, please.
We need Snoop
Please,
Dogg,
we
Mike
need
Breen, and
Snoop
Arlie
Dogg.
Ermy. We need everybody to come back.
I need the
Bro.
Mike Breen, bro. I need it for
Dude.
my Sturm.
That would be
Proximity
fire,
from
dude.
way downtown. Like, dude,
Bang!
Mary or something. Come on. You see the
Uh,
rocket going all across it? Bang! Bang! Ah,
dude,
I
that
would
be
pay so much money for a Mike Breen
money,
voice
money,
pack.
money,
I don't even
money.
care. I
Hop
might
on
get
it.
divorced. How much
Celebrity
money I would
voice
drop for that.
packs, Halo. I'm telling you, get the bag. They were, bro.
Dude.
Infinity Ward was onto something in Ghosts.
I want to feel like I'm
That
hitting a
shit was
buzzer
dope.
beater
Yo,
in
the
the
sun's like
NBA.
right here.
You can't.
This is some
You
JJ
can't put a
Abrams
price
shit.
on that, okay? You can't put a price on what it would feel like to hit a buzzer beater and have Mike Green pop up for you. But you
Bags.
can put a price on it and put it in the game. I will pay for it.
Dude. It's $9.99 or $14.99. One of those two.
I don't even care, dude.
I'll pay it,
Make it
dude.
part of the battle pass.
1,600
Super triple
Microsoft points.
premium
I'll
battle
fork them over
pass.
right now.
I'll do it.
Over.
Yes,
Yeah,
I'll
the-
have the platinum battle pass.
Right.
And that's cool that you can get really creative with like the people that you can work with for these voice packs and stuff like that. I think it's super cool. Again,
Maybe some
Snoop
community
Dogg.
member voice packs.
You can kind of get in that Fortnite territory with the pop culture collaboration.
Yeah,
I'm just saying,
dude,
man.
Could you imagine
In
having,
COD, they
Rick
have
in
like
your ear?
Rambo and Saw skins, motherfuckers running around
Dude,
and
they got
shit.
Rick and shit, and
That's what I'm
In
saying.
Fortnite,
Dude,
yeah.
they're adding all
They got
sorts
him in
of.
Fortnite. You could have him as a voiceover.
There's an
You could have
untapped
one
bag
Rick and
here.
one Morty.
Halo.
Yeah.
This could be sick.
Team skins also was something that was talked
Yes.
about, like for competitive.
Definitely
like,
hope team
these-
skins are a thing. You expect
Like you have
they probably will
team
be.
skins and like armor skins. You know,
Ooh,
you
team
know what I'm
armor.
saying?
I didn't think
Yeah,
about that.
like
That would be
that hasn't
that
been
would be
that hasn't
cool.
been around
Stickers,
since
dude.
what?
They should have.
Like
I don't know if they are gonna have a paint shop for guns and stickers and shit, but that would be fucking fire.
I don't know.
'Cause if
you can
I
get,
doubt
like-
they'll have a paint shop.
Well, it kind of almost looked like they did because they had in that one dude's just holding a
Yeah. Well,
commando with just a red strip on the end of it. So it's
well,
like.
and
it
also,
might not
did you
be
see they had
freestyle
the
paint job? Might be able to customize multiple parts of the gun.
right? Well,
If
did
so,
you see they had the
Matthew
rocket
Knight
launcher?
trainers.
They had the one
Zach
little clip of the
Fuck
rocket
knows.
launcher on like the weapon turntable thing, and they were like every aspect of the game's customizable or whatever, and it showed that he was editing like he might have been editing like the text on the rocket or some shit, or maybe it was the paint job or something. But then also they said something about everything's customizable and had rockets on the turntable, and then there was a warthog on the little turntable and shit. So like maybe you could put skins on your vehicles and shit too,
Which is cool.
which would all
Let
be
people-
cool. Another variation of the warthog.
I was gonna say.
We saw it today.
That's
I
cool
talked
too.
about this in my video. If there's anything I gotta complain about the Razorback because it makes the regular Warthog look stupid as shit.
I'm gonna say
The
that the
Razorback
Razorback
looks
is
fucking
fire,
sick.
dude. Plus, it has
It's
a
got,
trunk,
like, armor
bro.
plating on it. It looks like it's straight out of the movie Death Race. Like that shit looks like
Plus,
fire.
it has a trunk that you can put shit
Yeah.
in. The guy was like, you can
Dude,
put a
that's the-
gravity
that's what
hammer.
fusion coils in it.
Right.
the
You
fact
can
that
literally
fusion
pop
coils
the
have
trunk on
utility,
somebody's
you can
bitch ass in
load
Halo
fusion
Infinite.
coils in that bitch, peel out, pop off,
Bro, could you
all that
imagine?
shit, swing that hammer, and be like, we out.
I'm gonna
That's-
pop the
dude,
trunk
that's
on you,
what I'm
bitch
saying.
ass.
Could you imagine you're going into a base, you know that you gotta stop the flag, and you drive the Warthog into the base, it ramps off, you shoot the coils in the back, it blows up, you save the game. That
Yeah.
shit would be
Bad.
badass.
Or can you imagine? Can you imagine like
You're doing some Fast and the Furious shit.
exactly? Can you imagine just like swerving that shit, just putting a fusion coil in the back and just swerving that shit and just ramming it, just full reversing like into something, just blowing it up.
The fact that like tires pop and shit like that's fucking cool.
Yeah,
It makes
badass.
It's gonna make clips that happen or moments that happen way cooler.
Right.
It's like, bro, we were on a pop tire. It was fucking
Yes.
last.
Yeah, I was gonna say, did you see the life or death shit?
Yeah,
like where it
that's
turns
what I'm
red?
I love that because I was
Running the
fucking around,
last
like,
flag and
one
your
of my
vehicle's on
videos-
fire, about to explode.
So it used to be your Warthog like would take pretty much 1,000 bullets from a regular gun, but if it got hit by like a brute shot or a rocket or
a
laser,
scorpion, it's
KO,
one shot.
It was toast.
Done.
Toast. And so like I was saying, like it's a lot of fun to load up with your friends in a Warthog, but you know at some point you're gonna get triple killed. You accept it.
Right.
That shit gonna blow. You just accept. But like this looks like they're able to take hits dynamically. You lose a tire on the left side.
Yeah, can
know,
you imagine like
shit.
you roll
And then
over a
you're able to,
mine
like,
or get hit
make
by a
the
wraith or some
journey.
shit, just losing a tire and keep going.
Yeah, exactly. It feels like it can take hits, but it will like, dude, when it got hit by the fucking skewer, which I'm so
That
excited
shit
about.
looks cool.
It hit the skewer hit it. It took damage on the right side and flipped. That's so sick. The Warthog didn't just explode. Like the Warthog was like it fucked him up.
Yep.
Did a lot of damage to the Warthog. Flipped him over, but they're still in it. And the
Immediately
skewer's
followed
just,
by
like,
the grapple jack, which also looks like a fire mechanic. I'm
Grapple
interested to
jack.
see how the grapple is implemented like across the game, but everything that I've seen so far of the grapple has looked just like fun, cool opportunity.
Yeah, and it looks like it's a lot like Pathfinder too. You could see that they were swinging around shit. It wasn't just like beeline. And
Yeah.
you can actually hit it with some momentum and like use it to like fling you around places.
Exactly, and which is gonna
that's
give it
not
which is gonna give it a
in and
skill
itself.
gap. It
But
gives you
that's
room to
gonna
do
be-
cool shit.
I mean, just for the people, I already know there are people that literally don't do anything but movement shit in Halo 5 right now. There are gonna be people that do that from day one, just having fun with the grapple mechanics, the sandbox, just all the movement, breaking maps, doing these
Oh
crazy
god,
hiding
I'm
spots.
gonna get real good at that. Just turn into Spider-Man.
Dude, yeah, I mean, you get to be Peter Parker in this bitch. If I see anybody complaining about grapple, you're dumb. Shut up. It's a pickup and it's cool.
And
Yeah.
also as like a
It's
funny
it's a pickup and it's cool.
as like a for fun like random bullshit game type, in Reach we would do like infinite evade where everybody could just evade to their heart's content, fly around with no recharge time. And so I'm just imagining a custom game with hella infinite like grapples and motherfuckers just playing Spider-Man, swinging through the map.
Could you imagine a Forge map where
The
it's like a giant
already wrote about-
skyscrapers and you're just going around and you just
People are gonna make Spider-Man shits like day
Right,
one.
right,
Forgers are
like-
gonna make crazy courses, and then you're just gonna be able to
Go to the
grab
content
grapples
browser and
and
download a race map and a Spider-Man map and a jump map and a, you know what I'm
Dude, can we
saying?
talk about shooting bots for a second?
Dude, yes!
Dude, that is
I mentioned
so
it.
sick.
Let's
Bro,
go!
I literally mentioned it yesterday. Dude, ask Dallas, ask fucking Matt. I was like, bro, if there's one thing that I want Halo to have, it's fucking bots.
No,
Like,
you're
they
capping.
need-
Just because you
they
said
need
that,
to
I
have
think you're
bots.
capping.
Dude,
I'm
I
asking
almost
Dallas and
disconnected-
Matt.
I almost disconnected from the call, but then I realized it'd probably fuck up the overlay.
Let's go put everybody in different
Almost.
places.
Wait, so were they
Almost
doubting
did it.
Justin? Were they saying there's like no chance? they're
Yeah, were
doing
they
it?
doubting you?
No, they're like, yeah, I never thought of that. That'd actually be really cool. I was like, yeah, because fucking COD has it. COD's had it for like fucking 12
I know,
years
dude.
now.
I'll
I
give it to you,
know,
Justin.
I was so
Holy
disappointed.
Justin called
I
it.
was disappointed when Halo 5 didn't offer bots. Like
X.
that's how long ago they should have had it.
Right.
Because
Because,
even if
dude,
they were dog shit, I don't care if the like AI is terrible. I just want bots to shoot at.
exactly. I mean, most of the time in COD, I'm playing
like-
recruit bots anyway.
yeah, I just
It's
want
just
shoot
to
my
warm
gun
up my
and warm
shot.
I don't care.
I just want moving targets to shoot at.
Bro,
I'm
could-
not
could
making
you
a bot
imagine?
montage.
Exactly.
There's like recruit, and
Though
then
I
there's
probably
like,
will. That sounds like fun.
you get to legendary, and then like there's an Easter egg after that. It's just called Halo 5 MVP, and it's based off of Frosty. It's just his shot, just trying to shit on everyone.
Dude, bro, Frosty went to 343 and like the equivalent of like mocapping yourself, but like in game. You know what I mean? You just gotta play against Frosty.
They just took hours of his gameplay and just like put it into a bot, and they're like, you can play 4 of these motherfuckers, go for it.
Dude,
They're like, I dare you.
that would be sick.
Sick.
In 2K they have this is totally unrelated. In 2K they have this thing called like Legends of the Past or some dumb shit where you play in like iconic moments from history. So can you imagine like in Infinite loading up like, all right, time to play the finals of the 2016 World Championship against CLG. You got to beat that as like that's like a mythic difficulty
Dude,
type shit.
that's fire. That's what we were talking about the other day. We were
Yeah.
watching some of the NBA playoffs, and it's like we were talking about like some of the all-time great teams and shit. But like we have technology that's getting to the point where we can have like our simulation data is getting so advanced because of algorithms being able to use hours and hours, like Justin's talking about, like jokingly, but they could do that. Just take hours and
Right.
hours of Frosty's gameplay and then break it down. There's an algorithm that can read all that, make decisions based on that. And then it's a simulation. It's not real, but it's pretty damn
It wouldn't be
close.
exact, but it'd be pretty close.
It'd be
Right. So
pretty
we were
close.
saying like they can take these hundreds of games that these teams have played in the past from any sport and get these simulation data to actually put like some of the all-time great teams against each other and see how it would play out. And like that'd be a lot of fun. That's entertaining and it's all gonna be controversial bullshit because people
Also,
get the
yeah,
feelings hurt.
exactly. It's
But
gonna be
but
fat
it's
ass
cool.
content. Could
X.
you imagine you play that bot in a 1v1 and you beat it? I beat the Halo 5 MVP.
Yeah, exactly.
Like
Yeah.
in a 1v1, just
Or
in
like-
his face.
Or like, dude, another
There he
thing.
Dude, we gotta make one of the. That's gotta be our face for this thumbnail for this. We all gotta make one of the clay faces.
I love him, dude.
I hate it
Oh,
here.
shit.
But like that'd be super sick. Like I said, there's just a whole lot that they brought to the table for their sandbox that just allows them to build on top of it, and it's really exciting.
Yeah,
And
I
when we
was.
develop the algorithms to do simulated matches, all the fools that are faded and saying that Jerry West is better than LeBron James are gonna have to watch that shit in full HD. And look, hey, West is a hooper. I'm not talking shit, but some people are fucking faded. All right, I'm just saying, like,
But we were
people
talking.
are faded, dude.
But we were talking about bots, and I did want to mention the Academy shit as well. That I thought was a really cool addition because I mentioned in my video. I feel like because they would do the free weekends with Halo 5 and shit, and initially quick play. Did I say that right? That sounded weird off the tip of my tongue. Quick play.
Free
Initially,
Quick play?
quick play. Yeah, whatever. Quick play was supposed to be the thing that like you're playing on the free weekends that like you're supposed to step into as like a beginner. Like it's supposed to be like the basic version of the game type shit. But like quick play is where all the sweaty kids hang out. So I feel like a lot of people probably played quick play and were turned off to the game because they're just getting smacked by some kid like us who's just running around
dude,
fiving the shit out of
no,
everybody.
it's dead ass the sweaty kids that can't get champ.
Hold on,
That's where
kids
they
like
go.
us. Let me get this straight real quick. Kids like us. I've been tilted off the game because of quick play. All right, no matter how good I think I am, it's not fucking fun. When you're
Right.
playing against like when everybody.
That's what I'm saying, and to be
trying like
forced
it's
into that,
world,
to be
dude.
forced into that as somebody who's never played Halo before, which Halo is definitely a game with
my
a learning
God,
curve.
Yeah.
I can imagine there's
Huge
plenty of
learning
people that played one game of that
Especially
shit
Halo 5.
and were like, "This is terrible. I'm never playing this again," and probably never played it again.
No doubt.
So
Every
yeah, and I
quick
don't
play
blame 'em.
game is a game 5, bro. Every
Yeah,
quick play game
exactly,
is
it's
It's
game
not that
5
the
of
talent
Worlds.
pool is so ridiculous in quick play. It's that the passion there. I don't know why everybody takes it so seriously.
It's like
I don't know why
side station at
everybody
events, bro. People
It's
get crazy
unreal.
in quick play.
People trying like there's a gun to their head and it's Jesus and
Unbelievable, dude. But
It's
so I think that
Jesus.
because I mentioned Halo having a learning curve, I think that having that academy shit in place is going to be a super great feature for new players to be able to learn
and
shit
bots.
like bouncing
new
nades
people.
and like you know whatever
Dude.
the different meta shit's going to be in Infinite.
Okay, so I've been playing. So I haven't played Valorant in a few weeks now, but I had been really grinding it about a month ago, and a lot of that they have. You can play against bots. You can take the time to learn the guns, learn how much damage it's going to require to get these
And there's
kills.
a gun range in AW.
And there's a gun
Bro.
range. You have all these options. You don't have that in Halo. You never have. So especially this day and age, a lot more people are more aware of kill times and things like that, as they should be, in my opinion. People are like, how much? I need to know how long I need to shoot these people. If I'm using this BR, I need to know. I still get
Right.
people asking me, did you have to hit 5 straight headshots, or can you shoot them in the body? And then like people don't get that because there's not a great way to test it unless you have a buddy who's willing to stand there with you in custom games and let him shoot them. Like now, people have the opportunity who are just getting onto the game, who don't get how the nades work, don't get how these guns work, don't
Right.
get how one melee in the back is a kill, one melee in the front isn't. All that shit. You got to learn that.
And I think
So
there needs to
just
be
having that, yeah,
I
the
think there
little
needs
the
to be like an
different
equivalent of
training
like
force shit.
shooting free
Great
throws
idea.
in the gym for basketball, or like hitting the
Yes.
batting cages in baseball. Like there needs to be like that thing. Like you can just
In the
go
gym trying to work on my free throw.
exactly and just work on your
Yeah.
shit and just 5 either standing or moving targets over and over again, or figure out what the best. You know what I'm saying? It's all that shit.
Yeah,
So
like
I think it's nothing but good stuff. I'm nothing but impressed.
I've always thought that like the things that make like the best shooter games for like content, competitive, like social gameplay, um, have always been like theater is a must just
Facts.
because of all the shit that you can do with it as far as like doing video edits, doing like montages, all that kind of stuff. That's necessary. I feel like at this point BRs are necessary for a good long lasting game. Like it's something that was like
We'll have to see.
really kind of a I think it was really something that's kind of like a controversial thing to like say because BRs were still at that point where it's like, okay, these are kind of like a phase. This is just something
Right.
that's trending now. It's
I'm
gonna
still
phase
very
out.
like I don't know. I still I might be inclined to agree
I'm
with you
not.
though. Like
I believe it more now than ever, just because Fortnite. No one was talking about that shit. What? No one was talking about that shit like 2 weeks ago. But whatever new update
right.
they have going out, Ninja's getting back on it. Courage is getting back on it. Like a bunch of like BRs do well. They just do well. It's the
I
reason
don't think. I
COD's being
don't.
carried by it. I
Yeah,
think it makes it
COD is
a
being
better.
carried by
I feel like,
Warzone. Warzone is huge.
and it's
Yeah,
so
it's
cool.
so
It's so fun to
stupid,
watch.
dude.
It's so fun to
It's
watch
so
though.
dumb. I was talking to my sister the other day.
People
I was
popping pieces,
Bro, I was talking to
gaming.
my sister the other day, and like I'm on FaceTime with her and shit, and then like her brother-in-law's in the other room playing Warzone, and like she was like just like, oh, hold on, he's in a game of Warzone right now. He's got to go do this because somebody was calling for him. She lives with some other family right now. They're all in like the same house, and yeah, it was just like, what the fuck is he doing playing Warzone? And it's not the first time I've heard that. Somebody just posts up in the living room, chilling, just playing Warzone. Like it's so common, and yeah, I hate it. It's like, what the fuck
Yeah,
happened? How are so many people into this shit?
yeah,
So yeah, I mean, there's
exactly.
no doubt it would be probably
That's
not
the
a bad
thing,
thing for the
man.
Yeah,
game. Yeah,
But also,
like
sorry. Go ahead, Justin.
so theater battle royales, and just like vibrant maps, like it's just like fucking Valorant has those things. It has vibrant maps. Like a lot of people say the same things whenever they talk about what are like good Call of Duties. What is like a good game? Like people want vibrant colors. They want to be able to look at their film. They want to be able to like do stuff with. They want to be able to like create content with um the game that they're given.
Especially
I think
today
that
with the way
I
that
think
the
Halo Infinite
internet
just
and
kind of
social media and
hits all
everything
those.
works. I agree.
Yeah, yeah.
But so we mentioned earlier, I think we just touched on it briefly, but we talked about the battle pass a little bit, and so Halo Infinite going with sort of the whole battle pass model of unlocking shit and extra
It's
cosmetics and all
it's
that
the
stuff.
it's the MCC model, right? It's the same
Right? Yeah,
thing.
they've already done it in MCC. I don't know if you can
Except
pay for anything
you'll
in MCC though.
I think what they the difference is that the battle pass in MCC is free no matter what.
Yeah.
Whereas this one they've made it clear that you do have to pay for it. Now,
right.
Right.
like people may like hear that and be like super alarmed by it and be like, "Oh, well, why do I have to pay for this, but I don't have to pay for that?" You have to pay for MCC. MCC isn't free. So
Mhm.
like there's already a paywall there. So with this game being free to play, I think if anyone gives this
Also,
game a hard time for wanting to like have paid content for this, it's fucking stupid.
look,
I.
I've been playing Valorant. Look, that game's free to play.
Mhm.
All the paid options like the battle pass and the skins are completely cosmetic.
Yes.
I feel zero sympathy, and I mean, I feel negative sympathy. I want to make fun of you if you play a game that's free and you're just complaining that you don't have any of the fun cosmetics because you want to spend money on it.
Right.
I don't care. You are playing a free fucking game. These developers need to make some money somehow. Okay,
Exactly.
so if they're gonna sell cosmetics that regular players want to have because they just want to like look kind of cool if they're going to be spending a lot of time on a game, that's a great idea. A battle pass is completely optional, and in this case, there's so much more incentive to get it or not get it. It doesn't matter because if you didn't get the battle pass when it was in season, you can always get it back later.
Right. They
And if
said
you
you
didn't
could
finish your
pick
battle
which
pass while it was
one
in
you
season,
wanted, and you could pick where your
you can
progression
pick
was
it up, put it
going.
down. I only got halfway
Exactly.
through this battle pass, but I want to start
Right.
that however you want. You can go back and finish it whenever. Like that's
Plus, I have seen nobody
especially-
mention, like in all of the battle pass talk, everybody that's complaining about the battle pass, nobody has ever mentioned microtransactions, which is what we had in Halo 5, and I would much prefer the battle pass model to spending $5 here or $10 here, or like I spent a stupid amount of money, like actual real world money on rec packs in Halo 5.
Like,
Additional money
I-
outside of the $60 that I spent on Halo 5.
I don't want to talk about how much money I spent on Valorant skins.
No, but I'm saying I would much
The
rather.
microtransactions had me by the balls. There's
I
some
prefer the battle
baller
pass
ass
model.
skins in that shit.
That's all I'm saying.
I do too. I do too. And the thing is that they, again, like what Clay was saying, is that they don't pressure you. Like there's no pressure
Pick which
to be
one
like,
you
"Fuck,
want.
I have to get season 1 because if I don't get season 1, I won't be able to get like the
This
Or
one
if you
skin,
think-
I'll miss out on it forever.
the samurai armor.
Or
The
if you
samurai
think
armor.
season 1's lame and
Like-
you're like, nah, I ain't spending $10 on that. Wait till season 2.
Yeah.
And then hey, after you
And maybe
done
you can get
season
that
2,
one.
you fucked around and thought, you know what, maybe I do want the shit. You can always
You
do
can
that
go
too.
back and get it.
and like you have to grind,
That's
but
brilliant.
you're not within a time frame. Like there's 100 tiers in the COD one, and like people are like, yeah, or like even the Valorant one, like we were fucking grinding.
Yeah.
And like it took forever to get through tiers. And it was like, oh well, the battle pass ends tomorrow and we still have 7 levels and there's no way we're gonna be able to get that shit. There's no
I haven't been
pressure.
on in like 2 weeks, so there's zero shot I'll be able to complete the current battle pass, which I've already bought. You know, so it's
Right.
like
Yeah. There's a certain point where like people literally go, it's shocked I'm not gonna be able to get that.
Yeah.
Just like knowing their schedule and everything, they're not gonna
and
be
that
able to do it.
sucks. Like I just don't have enough time. I can't.
So
Like,
Yeah.
I think Halo is being I don't know if they're the first ones to do it.
It
They're the first
might
ones
be a
I've
little bit
seen
of
do it.
innovation. I don't
Yeah, it's the
know.
first time I've heard of it.
First time I've seen it.
innovation right there. I think that's cool. I saw them
Innovation
do
that
it, like,
excites from
they did
343.
it. They did it at MCC and they're doing it again. I think it's really good. And
We'll
I think
see.
you're dumb. I think you're dumb if you're sitting here complaining about battle passes, like at all. Like, and
Yeah,
they made
I
a point
agree.
to say that it wasn't going to come out in microtransactions.
Better
that you have to get
than
it through here.
loot boxes, bitch.
Better than loot boxes. You know what you're paying for. You can look at the
You
thing
can see it
before you even fucking
beforehand.
buy it. Yep, exactly.
And if you don't like it, you don't have to buy it. And then you go buy the next
Yeah.
one, then you can skip it and you can go back to the old one if you don't.
But
Yeah,
Whatever.
no,
Y'all get the
it's
point.
funny
you
though.
can buy tiers, right? And even if you can buy tiers, fucking buy tiers.
Exactly.
What
If
does
you
it
want
fucking
to,
matter?
just have the
let them
option.
do it.
Dude,
Just let them
okay,
do the thing.
real world for a second. If you have $5,000 of fuck you money and you want to go buy something, say it's a really nice pair of shoes, say it's a nice TV, whatever it is, go get it. Okay.
Right, who
Now,
cares?
That's some stupid ass thing. But what difference does that make if you want a skin in a game and you could just buy it? Like if they
Right.
make it hell expensive to gatekeep it, great. But if you want to drop the money on it, I don't care. I'm not
We
gonna do
watch
that.
uh
Go for
we
it.
watch Team
Like,
Summertime all the time, and at the beginning of every new season, all 3 of those dudes buy just the whole season and just get all the skins and just use them all day one.
Yep.
Just 'cause they can.
They buy them all and they go, "This is cool.
This isn't
is
cool.
And guess what? It makes for banger ass content. So if
Because
you're able,
using the
like,
tier
could you
100
imagine-
skin on day 1.
Bro, yeah, exactly. Like, I don't think that, a bunch of people in Halo are balling like that, but like, imagine right now someone saving up all their money right now, and they're like, fuck, I might end up doing it. Just save my money and be like, okay, whenever Halo Infinite drops, I'm just gonna buy the entire season pass. And that
Or-
way I have all the cool shit, and then I'm doing fucking like sword samurais in Halo Infinite. It's me with the fucking energy sword,
X.
just slicing people,
Slicing
like, yeah, do that
dice.
shit.
Think about this
Slicing
too.
dice.
Valorant drops a new skin pack every 2 weeks, right? And then they have a battle pass every whatever the fuck it is. But every 2 weeks they drop this new skin pack. You can get the whole damn thing for like $70, and it comes with like a shit ton of skins and a knife. Or you can buy just the individual skin. Like if you want the Phantom, we're talking Valorant, but let's say it's a BR skin that comes out in this new pack, or in the new battle pass. If they had an option to just purchase that, so you don't have to buy the whole battle pass or whatever the fuck you want to avoid buying, but you could just get a straight. I like that skin really. I really like that skin. I'd be worth I'd think about spending $5-10 on that one skin because I want it that badly. I don't really care what makes that one skin's really cool, and I don't have to jump through 8 hoops to get it. I could just get it real quick for $5. Like, tell me that's not a good option.
Just have the
There's no
option.
reason
Who
to freak
cares?
out about it. You don't have
Free
to buy
game.
it, but like,
Eh,
yeah.
And
I don't
here's the great thing, folks. We're talking about options. We're talking about how we need more of them, and that's literally all that the dev team was talking about is how
Yeah.
many fucking options you have and how they want you to have a bunch of options.
Play Halo
So,
your
like,
way.
Yeah, that's their whole point with this is that this is you, this is your Spartan, this is your
Spartan with
adventure on
your
the map,
AI,
this
with
is-
your
yeah,
guns, with your
exactly.
skins.
With your skins,
Exactly.
with your. Again, they made the sandbox so big because they realized
We got rid of the
it
whole
makes it
red and blue
great.
thing. It's literally
Yeah,
your
bro.
guy.
Yeah, they're like, that's you, motherfucker. That's not red team.
You
that's
see him.
Exactly. Like that's the fucking cool thing about it. And like
Pop out dripping on people on the map, dude.
I don't see a whole lot of developers being like, oh yeah, like do everything, have control of everything that you look like and can do. Like not any AAA titles are doing that, and that's fucking
fire.
cool. That's cool.
Fire. And I feel like for all that we've talked about in this podcast, I feel like we haven't talked a whole lot about how big a deal it is that Infinite is free to play. Because having the option to have that shit free to play, especially on both PC and Xbox, opens the door to like exponentially more people to play the
Yeah.
game. Because literally anybody can pick it up anytime.
I'm glad that Halo is doing it. And I think that it's going to start making a stark difference between like always comparing Halo to COD and like what COD is doing compared to what Halo is doing is that now I would say that Halo's ahead of what COD's doing, and COD is very
In that
like
respect,
with Halo Infinite. I think that Halo is now getting ahead, whereas like COD is really falling behind on
COD is still
customization,
$60 a year plus Battle
$60
Pass.
plus Battle Pass. You can get you have to buy coins to buy the Battle Pass that don't always
How many
equal up to
people
how
do you
many
think
coins you have.
completely
It's
skipped
fucking
Cold
dumb.
War because they just have Warzone?
Yeah, exactly. Like, and they're putting it all in one, dude, and that's super cool. That's
Mhm.
super cool. Like the other thing that we haven't talked about is the campaign. The campaign's super cool. Like I've never been excited about a complete game. Like, you know what I'm talking
Yeah.
about? Like with COD every year it comes out, I'm like, bro, I'm hyped for that competitive playlist.
I hope the competitive's good
or
and maybe the
The
zombies.
zombies, that's literally what
Hope
we
that
said
piece
about,
of it is okay.
that's literally what we said for Cold War is that you pray
Yeah.
that the zombies is okay, you can pray that competitive is okay and that casual is like you pray that all those things are okay.
Right, but
like
don't care
this,
about
I'm
pubs, don't care
genuine-
about campaign.
Yeah. Like here, I'm like genuinely excited for it. Like I'm excited to play BTB. I'm excited to play the campaign because like it looks like a cooperative thing that you like. That's probably going to be a Wavelengths fucking staple. Like where we're doing campaign, like in Halo Infinite,
Running around
like,
doing open world
because-
shit, funny moments,
because it's open
throwing
world
fusion
shit,
coils at
so-
each other.
Exactly. You can
Campaigns
pop
are a
each
lot of
other's
fun.
tires and shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Campaigns are a lot of fun, but you want to talk about sitting there trying to just chill and like loading up these long ass missions and then waiting and then having checkpoints. Like that's a whole different
Right.
vibe than like, yo, we're gonna go peel out and go chill out on the ring because we're just done playing multiplayer for the day, so we're gonna go fuck around, do some
Yeah.
open world shit, have some laughs.
Exactly, but
Go
that
find some
again,
cosmetic
and
shit you can
that's
find in
just
the
more
world, whatever the fuck
options.
it
It
is.
opens the avenue for so much like different kind of content
More
and different things to do in the
options.
environment, and like just go around and like say like we're not gonna go play a campaign mission, but we're just gonna go hit up the open world and like play chicken with warthogs or like some stupid shit.
Or grapple around in the
Or
open
grapple
world
around-
in the mountains.
exactly.
You can find a million things to do.
Exactly.
Go fight some
Exactly.
enemies. It's yeah.
I'm glad that Halo Infinite stuck to, you know, its title, Infinite. Like it's gonna be here for 10 years. They made it to where like what you're getting, like that's the big takeaway that I think people should get from this and like from everything that they've seen is that they want you to have options. Like
Mhm.
why is that not the most exciting thing to a player? Like
Right.
I feel like that's the most exciting thing to me.
And
Like,
people
that-
keep to run it back to the Reach thing. People keep saying like, "Oh, like Reach 2," as if it's like a bad thing. But like looking at Reach, like armor abilities aside, bloom aside, whatever, like as a sandbox game, Reach was like incredible. like
Yes, it
Forge
was.
World
Bro,
and like all the
the-
different things and
Yes, it was.
Firefight and all the different game
I
types.
Just running around on Forge World as like just doing that is basically what I'm already excited for with the open world thing.
I used to
And
spawn a
that's nowhere
Falcon
near as cool.
and just fly around Forge World for hours doing nothing.
That was awesome.
Right.
No, Reach had an amazing sandbox, and Reach was played for a long time and beloved, even though there was a lot of people who were just like, "Oh, fuck, Reach was never that good." Yeah, there were a lot of things that weren't that great about it. Yes, it was pretty gray. Yes,
Sure.
the colors were muted. All those criticisms are accurate. Bloom sucked. Great. Reach was still a fantastic game.
In
huge,
terms of
awesome
the
sandbox, a
sandbox,
lot of
the
amazing
things you can do in it,
possibilities.
the amount of
Yeah.
like playing custom games, everything about it.
Dallas and I straight up. Well, Dallas made it in Forge. He took Forge pieces and made a loop in Forge World right through coagulation, big loop de loop, and then we went in there with the low gravity settings and all that, and did evade, and would evade, go through it, and launch just like you're doing some shit on X Games, and that was just something we did one afternoon
Oh
because
my
that's the sandbox.
God.
And
And it would
Halo
launch you across Forge World, and that was awesome.
and Halo
And
needs
then you just go
more
back into your little
that shit.
orb thing and fly back. You know,
And-
just
and
chilling in the Forge.
Everything
like-
that we saw very much felt like a spiritual successor to not only Reach but just Halo in general. Like that, everything that we saw felt very Halo in terms of focusing on the sandbox shit, all the different options and abilities and vehicles and shit. By the way, I saw a chopper in that trailer. I haven't seen
Yeah,
Chopper since Halo 3.
Yeah, I saw Chopper.
The Banish chopper.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that was cool. Again, just a lot of
Straight out of
options.
Halo 3.
And
I don't want to see any bitching about that chopper. That's straight out of Halo 3. It's just red.
Straight out of Halo 3.
That's just straight out of Halo 3.
it's gonna
Yeah.
be cool as fuck. And I my one thing that I'm glad that they ended up doing the multiplayer reveal stuff, but like I just feel like you got to get out of blogs, dude. I feel like not
Yeah.
everyone's gonna see that blog. Not everyone's gonna see that the flights are open. They're not gonna see how to do that.
That's a
I would if they could do a vid just a little vidoc.
just
or a,
like
or a
that,
stream,
10-minute
yeah,
blog
or
post, just
stream
like
and put the
that.
rebroadcast on YouTube type beat.
take
like
take
Exactly.
the blog post and read it. Post a blog. Read it
Post a
just like they
blog,
had.
Right.
then
Just
fucking,
get
yeah, exactly,
fucking Unicheck to do it. Just get John to do it every time.
Right.
I would
Yeah.
rather watch that.
bro.
Like, I
I'll do
would-
that shit.
I just
I'll read it for you.
That's what I'm
I'm saying
saying.
you don't have to have a whole bunch of people. You can have one dedicated like Unicheck who would be great for it, and then he can run us down every time.
Justin will
Plus,
do it.
He was a YouTuber.
Justin
Mans
will
can
do
make
it.
YouTube videos. Like,
Right.
just let him do the thing.
Just have him sit in
Yeah.
front of a webcam and do it.
Also,
Who cares?
I think
Dude.
that puts a face to like the community
Yes.
manager. Like
Exactly.
it puts a face to things, and it makes.
I'm not trying to
makes
give him
people
more work,
have-
but like, damn.
Right.
and it's not like, and the thing is, it's a love-hate relationship, right? Because whenever you do something right, people are going to praise the fuck out of you. As soon as something goes wrong, something's going to happen anyways. It's just going to be at a grander scale. But I think overall, it makes things more digestible. I think Halo needs to become more streamlined. Like
Mhm.
I get like whole waypoint and everything, having your own website, having your own blog, like that's fine. But like the YouTube channel, like why is there a Halo Twitch? Why is there a Halo Twitch channel that people always look to for their streams, but they stream this on YouTube? Like I at first wasn't sure where to fucking look for it. Like it's just weird.
Right.
I just want
And
Halo to be a little bit
blog
more
posts,
streamlined.
and
I
you're
want them
right.
to be more
Blog
direct
posts
and, like,
are a very
videos.
like I feel like you have to like if you are looking at the blog post, you are involved in the community. You're probably watching
Yep.
YouTube videos a
Yeah.
lot. You're probably on Twitter. You're probably like and those are things that a casual player might not like. You might not
Yeah,
be
like,
involved on that level.
Gatekeeping isn't the right word, but it kind of feels like you're
It-
gatekeeping
right.
when you put a blog
No,
post.
In-
you
in a
wouldn't-
large-
you know a
you
lot of
wouldn't-
people aren't going
Right.
to see it.
And I feel like a large portion of everything that they showed regarding Halo Infinite was like the point of it was it's available and it's you have options and it's your. That's all we've been talking about, and being inclusive and free to play and all this shit. So I think that's definitely like I agree with all that. I think that needs to be a little bit more front and center.
Even to know that there was going to be a multiplayer reveal or like more multiplayer reveal, you had to read the blog post, and then if you caught the tweet, you caught the tweet. But like other than that, like they didn't really that
Right.
wasn't advertised like that.
If you
I feel
missed
like
the
that
blog
should've-
post or the tweet yesterday, then you would
Look,
not have.
Maybe I live
that-
under
that
a
should've-
rock. I don't think I do, and I'm pretty invested in this whole Halo community thing. But I woke up this morning and had already met. I woke up. First of all, they're stationed in Pacific time. Okay, I woke up at 8:45 Mountain time, and I got up, got a shower, walked my dog, came in here, already missed the fucking multiplayer reveal thing, and I was like, what the hell?
Right.
Like
Yeah.
I knew it was today. I didn't think I was already gonna miss it, so like I went ahead and made a video on it like straight away. But it was just like, damn, What the hell's going on? How did I miss this?
So we have
like,
been we've been
could've been
grossly
more Hawaii Party.
positive this whole podcast, and so that's our one thing
Yeah,
that we're gonna bitch
streamline
about
that
to
shit.
sort of cap this whole off.
Streamline that shit.
Yeah,
It's something that is
exactly.
an easy fix too. I think it's a
Yeah.
super easy
I think it is
fix.
too. I think you've already got good people in house that can handle that shit for you.
Yeah, like whoever, bro. Take one of those people who made that fucking that stream today, that video. Take that guy and just be like, hey, you're gonna fucking point a camera at someone, and they're gonna read the blog post, and that's it.
Right.
And you're gonna edit it.
They
And
already-
you get
I
paid.
literally, I will deadass like edit that for free. Like that's not hard.
That's what I'm
I
saying.
just do it for everybody. Like I don't even care.
We'll read the
Yeah,
thing.
I just gotta snip out the things and
Yeah.
Easy.
It's just the whole point is that you
Hey,
want it,
Halo, bang our line.
on
Let us
the-
read your blog posts.
let us read your blog post.
You want it to be on your Twitter, and you want it to be on your YouTube, and you want that to be advertised. That way people know what to go to.
Facts.
You know what? Like, and talking about streamlining, this is a little off topic too. I hate this about the COD franchise league. Like, so they started a franchise league. Cool. Every team's got a city and all that. Great. There are so many frequent roster changes that happen, and I can never fucking find who's playing for what team. I go to their team Twitter, and they're like, "Hey, we're the New York Subliners, home of the New York Subliners COD team." Zero information on the roster. I have no idea who the fuck's playing for them. I can't find it. I go to Seattle's page, can't find who's playing for them. Like, there's just no way to know. And
You
it's
see
like
their
this
original
information.
roster announcement.
Right.
Yeah, but it's because
right.
they'll have the pinned tweet from like a year ago,
Yeah.
and it's like, dude, how is this not like one of the first things? This isn't like the fucking Chicago Bears where they have 84 people on the roster. Okay, there are 4 people that are playing for you. Okay, I need to know
And maybe a
there's 4
guy
people.
or two on the bench.
Or because like right, especially at this point too, with COD being the size that it is, people like players. They don't care about cities. Nobody's fucking diehard for their goddamn hometown. Nobody cares. People like players, and they want to be invested in
And
the
brands
personalities
as
that are
well.
playing for these teams. So if you can't tell me who's on your team, I don't give a shit. And so like that's just an example of like things adjusting, but we need better information. These we got to streamline this information better, because I hate going to look at a company's Twitter or something, think I can find some easy information there, a link to something, and there's nothing. It's like I don't I don't know where I'm supposed to get this info. And I'm me, who again is pretty goddamn invested in this community. So if I can't find, I feel like something's wrong because I'm looking
Right.
for it, you know?
Yeah, and plus it builds more hype. It makes it more accessible. I can't stress that enough. If the game's gonna be accessible, information about the game has to be accessible. Like make it all available to us.
I agree.
Like, that's the only thing, man. And then I think that like Halo is really set up for like really cool fucking shit. Like
Yes.
I got genuinely excited, and like
Same here.
I'm a COD kid, bro.
Oh,
I'm
I
a
didn't get
COD
this.
kid.
You made this comment earlier, Justin, but I 100% wholeheartedly agree. First of all, I think there's great competitive potential. From what I've seen, it's not eliminated any competitive potential. But even if it's gone, the game looks like a shit ton of fun. It
Mhm.
genuinely looks like a lot of fun. I'm excited to play BTB. I'm excited to play any form of arena. The like Uno reverse card thing, I think is sick. A lot of people immediately
Yeah,
say like
repulsor or whatever that
combos
shit
back.
is.
Yeah, they're like
Bro,
the hard light
com-
shield. That's like a quick pop hard light shield. But people
Bro,
are like,
combos are already some fucking cheese.
I know, it's
literally
like,
called a
first of
noob
all-
combo. Like
first
fuck
of all,
you.
And there's
The
never
alternative
been
to-
like a
unless you're playing Halo 2 and you got some freaky frame timing and you're combo shot. The alternative in any other Halo that's ever existed is you're now one shot and dead. But, like,
exactly
a well-timed reverse card. Whip out that dual disc. Bow.
counter.
So you're, like,
That's
back
the
at
word I
him.
was looking for.
That's sick.
Yes.
How is that not
It's
cool?
system.
It does,
It-
and it didn't look like there was a huge timing window. Even like it doesn't look
Just
like
have to be a
it's
skill
free.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Plus,
Yeah.
I don't know how people aren't realizing this, but if you get shot in the side or in the back by the combo, you still can't block that shit.
Right.
This is a very niche scenario where you clearly see the guy has a combo and you're out in the open, and you know what I mean. So like,
But can you imagine, again, more
I don't know
options,
why
more
people complain about that.
scenarios?
That's
Can
cool.
you imagine
Right.
you're in the middle of a clip and the guy's sniping people and you switch weapons and then you turn around and you block a combo shot, then you do this. I'm just saying, it's more room for cool shit.
Dude, you know how fucking
Dude,
sick that would
imagine-
be
That's what I'm
if you're-
saying.
Yeah.
dude, no. Imagine if you don't even get the kill, right? Like we're playing comp, the 3 of us, and I'm one shot, and I hear the combo guy peek out, bounce it back at him. He
Ding.
goes behind cover, and I call him out one shot and get you guys killed. Like
That's a
just sick.
play.
Just
Yeah.
bow, and then you're just right back to what you're doing.
Yeah,
Just
and it makes that gun a lot more of a risk, and I think
Well,
that's
yeah,
fine.
that's another. Now, when you have the combo, you think, "Oh, I don't want this shot back at me. I need a guy." How is that a
Can
bad
you, can
thing?
you say that again? Your shit cut out.
Is it just me or is he cutting out?
Oh,
Okay,
it was
Yeah.
me.
I don't
Sorry.
know.
I'm saying, like, if you have combo and you're thinking about shooting somebody, now you have to. I don't want this bouncing back at me. So, like, how is that a bad thing?
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It's just cool
Moral of
things.
the
The other
story:
thing,
options, cool shit.
I don't know if we want to bring we can I don't know if we're trying to cut this soon, but like they were kind of talking about equipment, and I think one thing that could be really cool that they do with it is make it almost like a specialist
Talking
ability.
options.
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 Has that bitch like Stockton.
Sorry.
But like some people were talking about that maybe the equipment and competitive can kind of work like a specialist or like field upgrades, which like could be interesting. Like depending on how they work it or something like that, that could be cool. Like one player is like that's your grappler, that motherfucker's swinging across the map, and then like one person like hey they have a shield or maybe not even the shield, but like some other shit. I think I don't
I'm
know.
playing
Again,
Spider-Man this game.
Spider Man.
Yeah, like,
It's
fuck
Spider Man 2 in
you.
this bitch.
Fuck you. I'm going grapple. Like,
Exactly,
Yeah.
dude.
imagine people sprinting towards the grapple versus sprinting. Like, can you just let yourself be excited for that for 1 second? That
Right.
maybe when you drop into a Halo game, not everybody runs straight at the sniper. Like, what if there's actually something else in the map that's
Also,
more fun
yeah,
than the fucking sniper rifle? Could you picture that? Like,
sort of similarly to that, Halo fans, open your brains, people.
yeah.
It doesn't have to be just like the other games. There can be new
Yeah.
shit. All right. Open your minds, man. They're trying to make a cool game.
Yeah, and I just gotta say, people that are like still tilted about Sprint, like, first of all, like,
Whatever.
you've known clear as day for over a year. It's gonna be here, and like, get over it.
It's 2021. People running
Well,
games. Get over
It's
it.
not going
Well,
away, dude. Like, that's just what it is.
I'm only mad
Neither is
about it
sliding.
because it's not as fast as my base walking movement in Halo 3.
Dude, and
It's just not. It's just
I
not.
might have said this before, but and this is so deep into our niche podcast that anybody hearing this is probably not a Halo 2 purist. But when people bring up that, well, I can go backwards as fast as I can shoot forward, and I can, it's like, dude, everybody would have you believe that all these idiots who play classic Halo, who haven't played regularly, I don't know, they might play 2 hours a week and are still diehards and probably not that good at the game, act like they just run around backwards, never looking at where they're traveling, shooting full efficiency. 20. It's like, dude, can you send me a clip of you jumping, doing any jump backwards while shooting? Please. But people are like, no, because in old Halo you could do this. And it's like, yeah, but did you ever do it? Like, when does that
Did
really come
you?
up? Like,
When
did
did you do
you?
that?
Right. And
Like, no, you're right. People could do that, and people did do that. But like, you act like that's not the average player, and people act like it was. Like, standard Halo gameplay was jumping off shit backwards and shooting and doing all this
Dude,
stuff. Like,
he's
it's just not what it is.
jump backwards, fuck my mom. Just
Oh, and
the whole 9 yards.
I love when people bitch about being stuck in animations too. Like, they act like it. First of all, there are multiple animations that existed in previous Halos, like reloading, throwing grenades,
meleeing,
meleeing, depending on the weapon you had in your
jumping.
hand, like jumping, switching weapons. There are plenty of scenarios where you can get timing because you're stuck in an animation. I don't know why people act like that's exclusive to sprinting. Like, it's not.
Right.
Oh, I reloaded at a poor time. Now I'm stuck in an animation. Oh, I needed to switch. I should have had my earlier. I could have had that kill. The rocket animations. I'm reloading. I meleeed. I meleeed too early.
Sure.
Now I'm stuck in my melee animation. I threw
Oh,
a nade. I
yeah,
threw a
bro,
nade at a
I'm
bad time.
stuck in my
There's a
sniper
super common old
animation.
Halo tactic where you bait somebody throwing their nade at you, so you jump back out.
You're
while they're
right.
throwing
You
a
ju-
nade, and you get free shots.
Exactly.
Because they're
That's
stuck in an animation.
like that happens every single game I play Halo 5. At least once a game.
It happens in every Halo because that's a normal thing
Right.
to bait a nade and then try to challenge somebody in an animation. I don't get, like, people like, well, you're stuck in a shitty animation for no reason. Like, yeah, that happens all the time anyways. Like,
Right.
I don't get it.
People are weird,
and
bro.
then,
Yeah.
people have the worst reticle placement I've ever seen, talking about why you need to have your gun up at all times. It's like, dude, you're looking at
Right.
the floor. What are you talking about? You're not even
Bro.
aiming at anything. So what are you
Bro,
talking
whenever
about?
I flick up, like, come on, man.
So
My reticle was just there.
overall, I would say that over in the CX camp, we're pretty impressed with everything that we saw, and we're excited and we want to see more.
Yes.
And we're
I
not over
concur.
here. I know I saw a lot of people on Twitter getting after some content creators on some like fake positive shit. But I want to make it clear that there's none of that. I mean, I think we've been pretty critical. I think this is probably the first positive podcast we've done in a minute.
No.
So yeah, just want to throw that out there as a little as a little bonus. But yeah, we're looking forward to seeing more, and hopefully we're curious to see how the flighting and all that shit plays out. Because there's been some mention of flighting in summer. So I'm curious to see how all that's gonna work and who all is gonna get access to it and the insider thing. And yeah, that also as a reminder, anybody who's listening to this, if you're not already, go to Waypoint, link your gamer tag, sign up. Make sure you're opted into the insider thing. Whether you get in or not, I mean, go at least. I don't know if you have to apply.
There's no reason to not roll the
right.
dice.
Go
do
do the thing
try.
because
Yeah,
chances
it's free to
are
sign up
you could be
if
playing
you want
Infinite
any
later this
host.
summer. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
thing.
and
Why not?
like just so you don't get discouraged, like in my experience, and like obviously I'm not known like they are, so it's not like I get a code the first round. But like if you don't get it the first round, they'll send more shit. Like they'll send
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
second flights.
it's not.
Yeah.
Just 'cause
Like
you don't get the first
more
flight doesn't
They'll
mean-
allow
emails
more
go
people
out.
in, and
Yeah.
different
Yeah, like,
weeks,
more
different
shit
groups will
goes on
play.
this.
Right.
Also, think about this, right? You can sit here and fold your arms and be like, "Well, they would never pick me," and then you could wait until the game comes out, or you could go ahead and sign up and think, "Well, maybe they'll pick me," and then you could wait until the game comes out. So you have like a
Right.
better chance of getting to play it early. Or
Then you
just
got a
wait the
chance
whole
of
time.
playing it this summer. And
Yeah, it's not like unless you're a content creator, they're not like they're not paying attention. Like I bet they're not like
they don't
super
care
paying
who you
attention
are.
to
They're not
who-
picking people based off of
they're
like
not
who you
picking-
are.
They're gonna look at this ugly little bitch.
Right.
No, you don't get to.
Nah,
play
this
our
guy's a
cool
loser.
game.
He can't play our game. There's none of
Yeah,
none of that shit.
they're
It's
just picking
completely
people.
random. So like, why
I'd
not?
love to pretend that it's completely random for Clay and I, but it's not.
Nah,
so-
we get that shit day one.
Yeah, but that's we grassroots, and that kind of only makes sense.
Yeah,
but,
shut up, bitch. I work for this.
but that said, you should definitely sign up. I think anybody
Facts.
would like to.
And
Get
if I am smart and I remember and I'm on my executive producer shit, I will have left links in the description on YouTube for all the articles and the videos and Halo Waypoint and all that shit.
What about for Spotify, Clay?
There should already be. It's in the upload defaults. It should already be down there. So
Okay.
get off me, bruh.
All right.
I'm on my executive producer shit today.
Also, I don't know if we mentioned this before, but I'm sure that this fucking podcast description on Spotify is going to be glorious. So you should
Yeah.
definitely be reading the descriptions to the videos.
No
to the
doubt, no
podcast.
doubt.
Yeah, I've never mentioned it before, but I do be going ham on the podcast descriptions. So if you're ever in need of some reading, don't go rent a library book like a fucking loser. Go read all the descriptions to our podcasts.
Listen to our podcast, watch the podcast, and then read the description.
Because I'm
Read
telling
the
you,
description.
I got
then
a whole
watch the
mini.
podcast.
I got a whole mini novel in that shit.
Yeah, dude.
Don't go rent a library book like a fucking loser.
Facts,
Just read our
dude.
podcast.
You know
like
who
that.
doesn't get flight invites? People who have library cards. We've said it.
Facts,
We've
dude.
let the secret out. That's how they choose.
Bro, if you've got a library card in your wallet, ditch it or you're not playing Infinite.
You're not playing.
You cannot be reading, bro. That is nerd shit.
Is that a library card? Yeah, I go read the library.
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
not playing. You're not
Nah,
getting
you ain't
Halo.
playing, dude.
Hell no.
Nah.
You're IP banned.
Also, I
Yeah.
think there's a possibility that we're gonna get more information throughout this week still to come.
Yeah,
so,
I don't know. This
So
could be
there
an
might be
this could be an
another-
evolving story. We're not entirely
we're
sure how things are
mostly
gonna
talking
play out.
about multiplayer stuff on
Yes.
this podcast, but if there's more campaign information and other shit, then there'll be more
we
stuff
even
for us
talk
to talk
about
about.
This
that.
podcast should be released sometime around what is today? Today's
Today's
Monday. It should be released sometime Tuesday or Wednesday, which is the 15th or the 16th. So, depending on when this comes out and when more information is released, this could be a developing story. In which case, we're gonna be firing back at you with some more podcasts.
We have talked about this already.
We're back on our YouTuber shit, ladies and gentlemen.
We understand that there's a bunch of stuff to talk about, and like we may not cover it all. So if there's something that we didn't cover and you want us to talk about it,
Leave some
like,
comments.
leave
Let
some
us know.
comments. It'll
Yeah.
probably already happen tomorrow. Like
I'm saying.
we had the conversation before we got on here. Is that we're not trying to sit here and talk for 3 hours. Realistically, we could.
Mm-hmm.
But let's just break this up into more episodes. That way we can, dive into certain topics. Like all we really talked about today was the shit that we saw today for the
X.
multiplayer. Like me, like I didn't get to talk more about how I'm excited for the campaign. Like I really am.
Yeah, we got to see what's good. We got to see what's good with Cortana 2 and everything that's
Cortana
going on
2.
there. I'm very curious. I have been a very big player of the Halo campaigns since I was a little ass kid. I've always loved the Halo campaigns, and to have one that was so horrendous and god awful and trash for the past 6 years, and that was the last one that came out that was new. Well, I guess before that it was Halo 4, which was 2012. I haven't had a good Halo campaign in like 9 years, so I'm very excited and very hopeful, and I want it to be good because I would love to enjoy campaigning a Halo game again. Very nostalgic for me.
Never understood why people. I remember I got Halo 4 from a buddy of mine, and I played the campaign. And I was like, that campaign was really good. And then fucking started playing Halo 5, and everyone called that campaign dog shit.
Game
And
was
then two
ass. The
years,
campaign was
and
good.
then 2 years into Halo 5, people started changing their fucking minds and were like, no, Halo 4's campaign was actually good. I
It's
was
probably
like, yeah,
because
it was.
it's probably because Halo 4 was the last game like before that, and it was kind of like a COD situation, where like everybody hates it until you're like a few months removed from it into the next game, and they're like, oh, that game was alright.
I thought that campaign was fine altogether. I thought it was
Yeah,
good. I
I
liked it.
enjoy all of the Halo campaigns minus Halo
Halo
5.
3 Halo 3's is good.
Mm.
Clay, I want to finish ODST with you at some point.
X. I mean, we started playing Halo 3 on this channel. We might at some point play some additional campaign content, or maybe we'll just hit that shit up in our free time and tell y'all about it. But
Yeah, yeah. I think that's free time content at this point. I think that's free time content where we come back and talk about it, talk about how we enjoyed it.
yeah,
I
but
think I think now's the time to kind of, you know, chill,
yeah,
chill.
but furthermore, we're on our YouTuber shit. We're back like we never left, and we're clapping them cheeks. So, if you got more shit that you want us to talk about, and you want to get into specifics, and maybe we didn't cover something that you wanted us to talk about or whatever, leave some shit in the comments if you're watching us on YouTube, or hit us up on Twitter at WavelengthsCX, and also you can hit us up personally and shit, of course. And we're probably gonna be talking much more about this and shit as the story develops. So yeah, with all that said, do you guys have any final thoughts before we wrap this bitch up?
So let's hit the thumbnail face though, because we all gotta make a clay face.
On,
Are we all ready?
hold on. Let me pull mine up for reference real quick.
I got it.
Yep,
Alright.
there it is. Bro, it's the one that you posted a day ago. The one from yesterday. It's that face. That
Yeah?
face I fucking hate.
Yeah?
All right,
I
you ready?
can't-
All right.
Does
so
it
I'll
piss
hit
you
on
off,
three.
Justin?
Yeah.
All right,
All right,
three,
3,
two,
2, 1.
All right,
Anyway, that is gonna
so
do
you guys
it.
enjoy that.
That is going to do it for this episode of the Wavelengths podcast, ladies and gentlemen. We hope you all enjoyed, and we hope we brought something a little special to your day. You know what I'm saying? Remember that we love y'all, and so yeah, keep on fucking in the free world. We're going to catch y'all in the next one.
It's 3 out of your 6 videos.
Shut up, bitch. They getting views.
All right. Later.